team meeting 2, bit of an update. The video just gives you a bit of a sense of what lies ahead in, I think it's 18 sleeps I've been told until we're there, so a big countdown, better than Christmas, counting down to this. And we will have a fantastic time. Before I just go give you a little bit of background about my involvement on this, what we like to do here at CPA is to have the acknowledgement of country. Particularly relevant this week, we've got our sort of Australia Day, National Day on Thursday, and increasingly that's a topic for a lot of conversation in the country. But very important from our perspective that we do pay our respects to the traditional custodians of the land, on which not only are we here today, but across New South Wales where you all live in different places, and obviously we're going to be down in ACT as well as part of our sort of travel in terms of that. So we pay our respects to elders past and present, and acknowledge the land that we're on here today. So thank you for that. As I mentioned, my role is one of the executive team. I'm being fortunate that I actually went on the Kosci Fly back in 2015, 8 years ago. One of the things that we've tried to do here is not only get so many clients, so many families involved, we like to get as many of our staff involved as well, because it truly is an inspirational weekend. And for me to be, I'm actually going on again this year. I'm going to be with Trey and Team Trey and join the Nexon team there, because again, it's just great to be able to go down. I've got a number of my colleagues here who have also either been on had the experience or will be going on this fantastic event. As I mentioned, it's the 8th year. We've had over 120 teams take part over the years or whatever. Lots of great corporate support, many of whom have been with us really for the whole 8 years, and it's great for them to be supported as well, financially, but also in terms of their staff volunteering. Whilst this event is primarily about the experience that we're all going to have over the next few weeks, both getting ready for the weekend itself, it's also been a successful fundraising event for CPA, particularly for our sports and health and wellbeing programs. Over those 8 years, we've raised, I think it's over $1.7 million, a huge amount of money or whatever. I think even for this year, we're over 300,000 in terms of what's there. And it's not all about the money, but the money makes a difference to sport. So many of the great programs. We've got Peter King here today, who runs all our sports programs or whatever. And it's those sorts of things that it makes the difference. So, a great thank you for all your efforts today and what we'll do going forward in terms of that. So when I did it back in 2015, I was actually part of the team that Hannah Divney was in, and Hannah's going to come and talk to you in a moment or whatever. And it was an amazing experience in terms that Hannah is this fantastic young woman, a great role model. She'll talk a little bit about the event and herself in a moment in terms of that. But it's Hannah and her family who were very much involved in establishing this event with a few other key individuals. And for me to be part of that and seeing what was involved, and no matter what you think it's only when you go on the event and you experience the event and you see some of that footage there today, and it is a long bloody way. As I was saying to Bob before, what I'd forgotten about was that it's basically classified at 9 kilometres. I think I can do 9 kilometres or whatever. I'd actually forgotten that it's only 9 one way, we do the other 9 coming back or whatever. But as you saw there, the terrain is by and large pretty good. You'll get some details from Mary as we go through this. But it will be a truly fantastic weekend for all of us who are actually sort of going on the weekend. From an organisation viewpoint, I said we've been running for 8 years. Appreciate we've had to mess people around. COVID's caused problems last year, and a couple of times before with weather and everything else. There's so many things that need to be factored into this. But let me assure you, it is all worth it. It'll be a truly wonderful weekend for all of us. It is a life-changing experience, and if I spoke to many of our CPA staff, and there's well over 100, 150 of them have been on this over the years, I guarantee that 99% of them would say the best thing they've ever done in their time with Cerebral Palsy Alliance is going on the Kosci weekend. So I just sort of set the scene there for you. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. I look to getting to know more of you about this evening, but particularly on the weekend. But it gives me great pleasure now to introduce Hannah Divney, who's going to come up, one of the co-founders of this wonderful event. And she's going to give you also a few words of inspiration. Great to see you.
Holding a microphone is not my strong suit, so bear with me. We'll see how we go. This is good exercise for my arms. So hi everyone, I'm Hannah. Welcome to the Krazy Klimb family. It's a pleasure to have you. And as Paul said, this will be our 8th event. He also mentioned we've had a few waylaid by small things like a COVID-19 pandemic and maybe some pretty epic bushfires that were bugging Jindabyne a couple of years ago, but hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will go smoothly this time. Now, I have to be honest with you, I am technically not the person who came up with this idea. That man, who you unfortunately won't meet tonight, but he sends his biggest hello, is a man by the name of Mickey Campbell. He's a crazy Scotsman. He's an ultra adventurer. And the kind of person who would, go and run, I don't know, the Sahara Desert, or cycle from one side of America to the other, small things like that. Anyway, he's been a family friend of ours for a long time. So about 10 or 11 years ago, oh my God, is it really that long? We were at a mutual friend's house, standing in the kitchen, and he said to me, "You're always asking questions about endurance events. Why don't we do one?" And I went, hello? Have you met me? Like, wheelchair plus endurance kind of feels a little incompatible, don't you think? And he went, "What if we tried climbing Kilimanjaro?" And we went, whoa. Scale it back a bit, Mickey. That's a whole other continent. That's a lot of injections and a lot of scary animals and lots of other crazy things. So can we maybe do one that's less intense? And he was like, okay, how about Kosciuszko? And we stood there and thought about it and went, that might work, I guess. I mean, like I said, wheelchairs and mountains, they're not exactly two words you put in the same sentence all the time, right? But like, hey, we'll give it a go. So we went and did a trial run, and I have to be honest, pretty well every single possible thing that could have gone wrong on that trial run did. But because we are completely normal, entirely sane humans, we took that as a sign that we should still continue, and pitched the idea to Cerebral Palsy Alliance that we should do the Crazy Kosci Climb. They thought we were nuts first too, but over many hours and like steady convincing, we now have the event that you guys are all about to take part in, and it is one of the things I am proudest of that I'm involved in, that I get to say that I provide this opportunity for people with disabilities and their families, because what you might find after you do Kosci is that the world sort of opens up a little bit. We've had so many people who have done Kosci and then gone on to achieve incredible things. And I'm hoping that after this year, we'll be able to add some of you to those ranks. Now, we started the Crazy Kosci Climb with the humble idea that we'd give it a go, we'd pitch it to Cerebral Palsy Alliance, but even when the first event weekend rolled around, Mickey and I were still pretty convinced that no one was going to show up. We were like, they've told us we've got participants, but they're going to all pull out because this is nuts. And they didn't. They showed up and we were like, oh, guess people do want to climb a mountain. And then maybe like an ooh, did I hit a button? What did I do? Oh no, we might have to public speak without a microphone. Just project. Thank you. I feel like there should be music while we're technical difficulty.
You killed it, Hannah.
Like,
That's what happens.
Can I see?
Let's try that! Yay! It works. So basically, we thought no one would show up. They did. And then maybe an hour later, someone said to us, so you're doing another one, right? And we went, no, that wasn't the plan. Why? They're like, oh, because we think it'd be really good if you did another one. Here we are, I'm pretty sure, and the volunteers at the back who have been here since the beginning can attest that every single year we've gone, we probably won't do another one. And then every February, we somehow find ourselves at the base of Charlotte's Pass being like, here we are again. So basically, the event has really, really humble beginnings. We're stoked that you guys have jumped on board. We wanted to open up a bunch of things for all of you and sort of give you that little bit of a push you might need to go out and achieve that great thing, whatever it is. And by the way, that great thing, as much as this is a sporting and endurance event, doesn't have to be a sporting and endurance achievement, because disabled people are more than Paralympians. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Look, after I've said all of those great things about the event and talked about how wonderful I find it and how much it is like a highlight of my year every single year, I do have some bad news. This will be the first year in 8 years that I won't be at the Krazy Climb, which is really, really hard for me. But when I tell you the reason why, you might get a bit excited. I won't be at the Krazy Climb this year because instead I'll be on the Gold Coast filming a movie.
Yeah.
So, acting is something that I am relatively new to. I don't know if anyone here has seen Latecomers.
Yeah.
That series.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know you've seen it, Avalon, and I'm quite scarred for life that you have. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll get through it. That's what my therapist is for. But basically, I really want you to know that even though I'm not going to be there, I am so excited for all of you guys to experience Kosci. And part of the reason why I'm so comfortable in stepping aside this year is because I know that all the people who work on this have done so for a long time. They love it as much as I do. And there are a number of people here without whom the Krazy Climb wouldn't exist. And I'm going to do the very embarrassing thing for all of them up the back and shout them out because no one else will. So, Mum and Neve, you gotta wave. So that's my mum and my sister Neve. I have another sister and a dad at home, but they were busy tonight, so that's 3/5 of the Doobie family you get to meet. And then we have our master problem solver, ultimate solution giver, boundless enthusiast, purveyor of optimism, Billy Manning. Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah, I am coming like this. And then, who could forget? And I have a feeling these guys might make the mountain pretty interesting. They have a reputation, you know, for costumes and all sorts of wild and wacky ideas. Can Gary and Julie Tennant and Norm please give us a wave? These guys are legendary volunteers. Thank you. And I think this is the part where I eventually probably should stop talking and let Cerebral Palsy Alliance fill your heads with more information before we can all meet each other and hang out.
Have a recap, but I'm not going to obviously read this out word for word, but please do have a look on the website for that pack. Travelling to Jindabyne, it takes about 5-6 hours maybe from Sydney, so we suggest if you're coming from Sydney, start early in the day and have lots of breaks. There's some key distance markers here which are also in the pack. Arrival at Jindabyne. So please plan to arrive between 3 and 4:30 p.m. We will not be able to welcome you before 3 p.m. because we don't have access to the Sport and Rec Centre. That is where you will head, and that's where the registration is. Come to the Rec Hall at the Sport and Rec Centre. It is a big place where there's going to be lots and lots of signage and staff there. So when you arrive, you will receive your keys and details of your accommodation. The keys at the Sport and Rec, there's usually one key per corporate group. So do just be aware of that and plan accordingly. You'll receive your National Parks Pass to access the mountain, which we recently SMS'd you to verify. So when you registered, you would have given us your vehicle registration. If you need to check that, we can check with our team at the end of this meeting. And at the end of this meeting, you will also receive your merchandise, that's an exciting part of the event, We're taking many COVID precautions to reduce the risk and spread of COVID. But one of them is that we are asking you just to do your own RAT test before you come down and make sure it's negative before you arrive at the sport and rec centre. So accommodation and meals. 2 nights accommodation is included for everybody. Some people will be staying at the sport and rec, and some people will be staying across the road at the Adventist Alpine. You're allocated within your friends family group or your corporate group or the team, the CPA or volunteers. The Alpine Adventist is alcohol free, so let's respect this. We can enjoy any drinks Friday and mainly Saturday at the sport and rec. All meals are provided, so that's Friday night, Saturday breakfast, packed lunch for the Saturday climb, Saturday dinner and Sunday breakfast. If you have any dietaries, you would have told us during your registration, they'll be catered for. You just need to make yourselves known to the staff at the Sport and Rec Centre. For those staying at Alpine, we are actually providing breakfast packs to have at Alpine. It's a very early start on Saturday, so we want you to have to come to the Sport and Rec. Bedding and towels will be provided for lead participants and their family members and corporate participants. So that is basic bedding, a base sheet, a top sheet, a doona or blanket, and a towel. Please open your own pillows, it's a COVID thing. And if you think you might need extra blankets, you may want to bring your own bedding anyway because it's more comfortable. Volunteers and CPA team members, we are asking you to bring all your own bedding and towels, please. The weekend timing. So once you've arrived, between 3 and 4:30, you've settled into your accommodation. If you are taking a wheelchair down with you, just check it's in good condition. If we're taking it, you'll collect it from us then. We'll have pre-dinner drinks at 5:15 because it's going to be a beautiful sunny afternoon. And we'll have a team photo at 6. Then dinner from 6:15 to 7:30. We'll have a short presentation during dinner. And then for volunteers and CPA team leaders, we're having a briefing at 7:30. Everyone else can relax for the evening. So there's a very early start on Saturday. Breakfast is between 5:30 and 6:30 at the Sport and Rec, or if you're at the Alpine, your own breakfast packs. Then you will drive 45 minutes from your accommodation to Charlotte's Pass. You will drive your own cars. Don't forget your National Parks Pass, which you'll get on check-in. The team start times are staggered between 7 and 8:15. We're expecting to finish between 2 and 5, where we will enjoy a barbecue at base camp. We do encourage everyone to stay until the last participants across the finish line to cheer them on. And everyone completes the climb successfully, and then we'll head back to the Sport Rec Centre for a celebratory dinner at 6 o'clock. Checkout time is by 10 o'clock for the drive home. This slide shows a map of Jindabyne to Charlotte's Pass. So there is a drop-off point. So the driver will take their passengers to the drop-off point at base camp, and then you will go and park just up the road in Charlotte Pass Lodge car park, and then a shuttle bus will take you back to base camp. So we have some team start times. I'm just going to leave it up for a second. They are subject to change. We will confirm all of this on Friday. Just good for you to know. What do you think about this? Any comments? All right, we'll go to that. It's a big, long climb, as Paul was reiterating. So we do hope that you've been in training. Of course you have. You can see this gradient on the map. It is a very steady climb uphill to the top. So the terrain, we have some images of the terrain, which we are very well prepared for with our all-terrain wheelchairs. Team members may use ropes and harnesses during the climb, and all team leaders will receive training on this on Friday night. We do have some spare wheelchairs placed in various locations up the mountain if we need them, so we're very well prepared. Base camp, thank you for a wonderful Nexon team. who are sponsoring Base Camp, and they are providing coffee at that time in the morning. This is Base Camp is where we start and finish. It's the drop-off area and shuttle service to the car park. We're going to have a physio team there, we have medical staff, we have refreshments, and as I said, barbecue for when we finish the climb. Communication. Having clear lines of communication is absolutely vital, and there is on and off mobile reception. So a big thank you to Kosci from Radio Red Solutions and her family, who will be supplying and managing all of our radios and have done so for many, many years. Radios will be allocated to various roles, including each CPA team leader and each checkpoint team leader. Excuse me. Checkpoints. So the checkpoints are wonderful and entertaining, and they are what's going to keep you going. There will be refreshments, water, lollies and fruit, sometimes coffee and cake. So the medical staff at each checkpoint, we have physios and an ambulance, initially based at checkpoint 2, and lots and lots and lots of encouragement from our amazing volunteers. Safety on the mountain is top priority, so we do ask the whole team to stay together at all times during the climb. Every team member will be signed in by the CPA team leader when they arrive at the checkpoint, and when signed out when they leave the checkpoint. And if you are pulling a lead participant with the ropes, we must rotate this every 15 minutes. So really working as a team and staying together. As you all know from team meeting 1, there is some construction works being carried out at the summit. We are working heavily on the best solution with National Parks very closely, and when we know, we will let you know. What to bring? Okay, so have a look at the participant information packs. It lists all of that. I'm not going to read all of this out, but the weather on Mount Kosciuszko can really vary greatly and change rapidly. Historically, the weather suits February climb, but we do need to be very prepared for changes in that weather. It can be completely different in Jindabyne as it is on the mountain. I took my 2 young girls last year, and 26 and sunny. I said, let's go to the top, and it was sleeting ice, basically. So we didn't actually make it, but they're 6 and 8, so that's they can have another go. But this is why we take all this mandatory gear, and it is required for each participant. It includes what you're going to receive this evening from us, the Krazy Climb merchandise. And it's also in your participant information pack. So lovely Tammy, who heads our physio team, did ask me to let everyone know if you have AFOs, even if you're not thinking you might use them, to bring them, because we've got lots of team members, we've got lots of backpacks, they can carry them, and you might end up wearing them. In her experience, that has happened when you get tired. So fundraising update. What does the AFO stand for? Thank you. I actually did look it up once and thought it was really complicated, but that's fine. Thank you.
What is it? Ankle what?
Foot orthotic.
Oh, okay.
Foot orthotic. Yeah. Orthotic.
I thought it was something the kids taste. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Fundraising. So last week, we hit $300,000.
Yeah. Hey, well done.
Today we hit $311,000. So we've got the leaderboard here. The top team overall is Team Eva.
Come on.
We've got Eva, and top family team is Brendan Williams.
Well done. Well done.
We've got some pins, so you should have all received emails about the pins for which for the fundraising milestones. So they are over here with your backpacks. We've got 4 families already on 4K, and have 2 pins, or potentially even 3 pins. some of the corporates already have level 3 peaks. So wear them with pride on the mountain. Incentives. So again, we did send the communication, but we do have various incentives. So we have a $500 Krazy voucher for the highest individual family fundraiser. We have one for the highest individual corporate fundraiser. We have one for the highest family fundraiser. And then for the highest corporate team, we have a $100 Westfield voucher for each climber. And they have all, well, the Krazy vouchers have been generously donated and can be used almost anywhere. So the Kosci family, that's you guys. There's been a lot of fundraising activity, which has just been great to follow. Examples include a barbecue at Chanel's school. She wasn't even in the country, but they managed to raise $1,500. And you can see Pat and Jill here from CPA. I know at the end of Jan, Clayton Utes and Accenture both have their trivia nights scheduled, one after the other. So we'll see how much they both raise, get it competitive. Ishbal is having a street party, as far as I understand, next week. And we've created some posters, personalised posters. So we can, of course, create these. We do have some on the website that you can download yourselves. But yeah, wonderful. Hannah in our digital team can create those for you if you want some personalised ones. And you can download tiles from the website or just give us a shout. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to share your message. And don't forget, also, we have a press release, so to send out to your local media, your school, or whoever you like, to raise awareness and funds. Talking of awareness, did anyone tune into Studio 10 this morning? So we were on national TV. Team Avalon and Hannah, didn't we? Yeah. You watched it. We will be sending out the link so everyone's going to be able to see that soon, and it's on it will be on the Facebook group. But yeah, Krazy Climb on national TV. To add to this good news, we have Dollar Match Day tomorrow, so all donations to the value of $500 will be matched until we reach the sum of $15,000. Again, this is made possible from our super sponsor Nexon, so thank you Nexon. And do your call outs. I think the Dollar Match really seems to get good traction. So don't forget, all of these funds are going to the sports program. Here at CPA, it's so important for young people, and it may not be possible without the funds raised from the Krazy Climb. The exciting news this year is that a portion of this year's money raised is going to be used to create an accessible climbing wall. It's a very new thing for disability facilities. Climbing improves all the muscle groups, and the wall could be used not only for sport, but across a wide range of therapies. Evidence has shown that using an accessible climbing wall drastically improves users' sense of achievement, pushing boundaries, believing in a wider environment, and believing in their own abilities within 6 weeks of climbing. It's very exciting, and it's going to open many doors. It sounds a bit like the Krazy Climb. And you are all making this happen. You're changing lives.